are at Shelters by Jesus podcast, and we are so excited that you're with us, you're watching, you're listening, you're hitting subscribe, you're hitting like, you're sharing with your friends, because that brings money in. And if you want to help get people off the street, you go to sheltersbyjesus.com. If you'd like to give, it's $9. We'll get somebody off the street. We also have 4 books out written by the dumb hick from Skowhegan, me. And they have 2 prices, $10 are free. And you put your name and address right there and tell if you want books 1, 2, 3, or 4, all of them. We'll mail them right out to you. You also can call the office at 207-474-8833 and give them your name and address there, and they'll ship it. But the other thing you can do is get a tour. When you call that number, say, I'd like a tour, and you'll meet the residents. You'll see everything we have. And we're just excited about you being a part of this. So now, on to the podcast. All right, I'm here with a very special guest. You've seen her on before. We call her Six Kid Kate. That's a nickname we picked up. I'm actually starting writing book 6. We haven't got book 5 out yet, but we've started on book 6, and you'll see Six Kid Kate when it comes out. She'll actually be the first story doing character things. And she is, we call her Six Kid Kate because she has 6 kids. And we're going to be discussing some of the stuff's going on with her. So, all right, Kate, we talked a little bit before this, so I know some of the stuff that's going on. So you want to talk about how your kids are coming along. What's the situation with your children? How are they doing here?
They're doing wonderful. I think the transition was so hard initially because, I mean, you come to a shelter and it's not ideal. But in coming here, I've noticed that, you know, the initial transition was rough, but they've settled in. They've gotten so comfortable. Everyone has just been so kind.
Awesome.
And just really good with them, and even actually taking them, you know, into the kids' room and doing learning with them. And they've blossomed socially, educationally, and I'm so proud of them.
So if somebody come up to you, you know, some gal, and she has some children, she should say, you know, you've been to the homeless shelter. What is homeless? If I'm going in there with my kids, what am I to expect? What's homeless shelter life going to be like for me and my kids? What would you tell them?
Especially in coming here, it's hard. You know, it's not something that, you know, you think is ever going to happen, and then unfortunately life does happen. And,
it does.
Especially where you go is important as well. And I think in coming here has been a blessing for us because we've had everything that we needed. I've been well taken care of. My kids have been well taken care of, and you know, it's hard right now. It's hard for a lot of people.
So if someone said to you, I'm all alone with children like you are, and I'm thinking about going to Shelters by Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
Would you tell them that's a good idea or not? Why would it, if it is a good idea, why? If not, why?
I think coming here is definitely a good idea, especially if you have children, because this is a definitely family-oriented place, and everyone has just been open arms, welcoming, and treats everyone with respect, and even having children, you know, a lot of the older gals here, you know, my kids tend to take to them as grandparents. They're like extra grandparents.
And that's a good thing.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And that's good for both ends, both the kids and the older ones, because they're separated from their families too, and having your babies here like having their own babies here.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, I watch them, I hear them, they beam all over. Now, your oldest, tell me about your oldest. Hey, what's his name and where's he at right now? Because when we discussed a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah, so Craig is my oldest. He's 7.
Okay.
And he is my special needs kiddo. And he is a lovely little boy who has a lot of energy.
Okay. Well, he's a boy. I think boy and energy go together.
Oh,
if he doesn't have energy, it's a boy, then I'm nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
He's doing well. He's in school. And they're working really hard with him every single day. And
awesome.
He's doing very well with it. And it was something I was very scared of because putting him in the public school was a difficult challenge for him. And, you know, they've been working really hard to get him up to where he needs to be.
So what is he in kindergarten, first grade?
First grade.
He's in first
grade.
He
actually was initially supposed to go into kindergarten, but where his age is at and with how long the special needs within getting an IEP plan and having casework.
Okay,
and
what's an
having
IEP plan?
So an IEP it's a plan for children with special needs that need certain accommodations when they go to school.
Okay.
So, if a kid needs more than one teacher with them at a time, they have an IEP plan. Just kind of set up like a 3-to-1 ratio or 2-to-1 ratio, meaning how many adults to
Okay,
child.
instead of a normal full-size classroom.
Correct.
They would kind of get overwhelmed with that.
Correct. It's very overstimulating, and so they put together this plan that's going to benefit the child and make sure that it's something that they can learn safe, because all kids deserve to learn. Every kid needs an education.
That's really cool. My sister retired. She did special needs. She did kids in wheelchairs with trach things and all of this, and she just loved it. But it was one-on-one and pretty much one-on-one and one-on-two, because you had to put a lot of time in.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you want to talk about on this or not, but if you don't mind, I'm just going to ask you, when you say special needs, that could be a multitude of things.
Of course.
Do you mind sharing what his special needs are?
Of course. So he is autistic. He is high functioning, and he also.
So what's high functioning autistic?
So
a lot of people don't know what autistic.
Of course.
Is all
so
about.
A high functioning autistic is a child that can function is able to. He's verbal. He's able to talk. He's able to do things for himself. Where low functioning autism, meaning he would be nonverbal, not really able to talk, not really able to take care of himself, or kind of needs more medical attention than a high functioning autistic would.
So he doesn't need a ton of extra attention. He just needs some special guidance along.
Correct, because his is more behavioral than it is anything. So he has other diagnoses that make it a little bit more harder to just have the autism, which is why we have so many services in place right now for him.
Oh, well, that's awesome that they got it.
Absolutely.
Now, about you and your future, you got a bunch of stuff coming up, and I didn't know, but you now are enrolled in college, right?
Yes.
And you want to share? You want to tell me about that? What are you going to do and why and all of this?
So I will be studying agriculture, and this will be at University of Southern Maine.
Okay, what is there a specialty in agriculture or overall agriculture?
Overall agriculture.
It's just overall.
I'll be taking biology as well, so I'm hoping to master in that too.
So what would you like to do once you get a degree?
I initially would like to get a good piece of land and start my own organic farming.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, you got 6 kids to put. You can be like the Amish.
My own
that's a compliment. I'm not picking on the Amish. I love the Amish. But I've seen little kids out there pulling weeds for the Amish, which I think is fantastic.
I think that farm work, especially for the younger generation, it creates a good work ethic.
Yes, I agree.
For growing up and being able to have sort of that survival instinct, being able to care for themselves if they can't do certain things. So I think it's really good to have those basic understandings. So.
And it is a work. You're trying to get a place, and it is moving. You want to share where you're at with your what it is you're looking at?
Of course.
Where you're at with that?
Of course. So I have found a place in West Gardner, and it is a 3-bedroom. It's technically 4-bedroom, but it's a 3-bedroom, and one of the rooms a little small. But
okay.
But yeah, so it's got some land, and I got approved for an FHA, so I have someone working with me to buy the home, and I'm looking to move in as soon as possible, hopefully by the 1st. That's what we're looking at. So close the deal then, and hopefully run smoothly from there.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
You know what? I want the viewers to understand. See, I keep trying to give a different picture of homelessness. That's why you're going to be in my book, and my 6th book. I'm going to do a thing on some of the people here, individual studies in my book. I want people to understand that you're not all homeless because of some law-breaking thing. You're not all homeless because they're all addicted. A lot of you, there's so many people that are trying to get ahead, but they run into life and it knocks them for a loop. But they're not bad people. They're not even doing any bad things. They're just people like you with 6 children.
Exactly.
I mean, that's incredible. And
it is.
I want to go on record as saying I watch you, and you are my hero. I don't know how you do it. Your little one now, how How old's your little one now?
My smallest one?
The baby.
Yeah, she is 5 months old.
5 months old.
She is.
So you've been here about 5 months.
I have.
Because how old when she came? She was like 3 weeks.
She was a few weeks old.
Yeah, that's what
She was a little thing.
I'm gonna say I hope I got it right because I'm writing that down for my book. That she was like 3 weeks old because she was born
January 1st.
January 1st.
Yes.
So you hit the year off with a brand new baby and homeless.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was very chaotic time.
And you know, a lot of people are just throwing their hands up in the air and quit. I hope the viewers understand what a strong individual you are. And if you were my daughter, actually your age, you'd be my granddaughter. But I would be some proud of what you're doing. I'll tell you right now, and that's just the truth. And I'll tell you, if the viewers got to know you, they'd be the first ones to say, let me help the homeless. Let me be a part of this. If this is what homelessness looks like. The sad part of it is, all we see, the news on TV will show somebody staggering down the street or something.
Yeah.
And they don't see somebody like you, who's a young mom, who's trying to get an education, trying to get ahead, trying to take care of her babies, just like any other young mom out there.
Of course.
You just don't have the help of a male individual, and we won't get into that because I don't want to say over there what I think of male individuals that don't take care of their children and stuff, because I am a pastor and I have to watch my language.
Of course.
And when we turn this off, then I could tell you exactly what I'm thinking about it, but I won't out there. But I could just see a lot of people just throwing their hands up in the air and not taking care of the children or turn them over to somebody or whatever. And man, I've seen how you take care of them, how much you love them. I mean, it's incredible. You are incredible.
Thank you.
And it's been a blessing having you as part of our shelter, because you're a shining example for others coming in that their situation can't be much tougher than yours. And I mean, and you're not looking to just sit back there and take care of it forever. You're trying to make your own way.
Exactly.
And I so admire that. So admire that. I really, really do. If you could say anything to the viewers about being here, being a mom here, is there something you'd like to say about homelessness and your situation or other situations, or how they should view it? Do you have anything to say about that at all?
I mean, overall, it's, like I said, it's not ideal, but I think that life really does hit you at the worst times sometimes, and it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to try and locate your resources and do the best you can, and it's okay to just take a minute to breathe and get through those, process through whatever's going on, and then you got to get back up and keep moving on, especially when you have children. And I think that being here has been such a blessing for us, because I've been able to have that minute to process everything and then be able, okay, now I can do this. And I don't think I would have been able to have done that without being here, which is why, I mean,
how did you get directed to here? I don't remember. I don't even know if we might have talked about that on another podcast, but I don't remember. What directed you to Shelters by Jesus? First of all, how did you hear about us, and what directed you? Yeah.
So, because I was initially staying in a hotel for a month after my daughter was born, because initially we had a apartment lined up for us, and unfortunately it kept taking a bit longer and longer. And funds dried up very quickly, because the hotel is not cheap.
You think?
And so I had messaged this girl, and I was asking her, hey, I'm in this position. Is it possible you might be able to help me? Who was another resident here, which is the other Caitlin. And she was able, hey, I'm in the same boat as you, and let me see if we can get you in here. And within a few days, I was like, yeah, we can get you in. There's someone moving out. We got you. Come right over. And
now it's amazing. We have two Caitlin. Well, we don't have Caitlin 1. We called you Caitlin 1 and 2. I remember if you're 1 or 2. I kept switching them up. But they've gone on. We've had them on the podcast. They've gone on and got their place.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, they're doing very well. I don't know if you've had any contact with them since they've moved out.
Yeah, they've been doing very, very well.
So that blesses my heart, because she's a sweetheart too.
Absolutely.
The only difference is she has a husband.
Correct.
That's helping her,
Mm-hmm.
and he's off getting a job, but you don't have that, and you're trying to do this as
Mhm.
a single mom.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like people kind of take away the term, because when I say I'm a single mom, it's like I am a single mom of 6 children. Not that I have, dads involved. It's me 24/7 taking care of all of the kids.
Yes.
Making sure not even just school, just waking up and brushing their teeth and getting them bathed and getting them dressed and cleaning up after them and making sure they get exercise, taking their vitamins. Just there's so many things that go into it, and it's a lot.
I don't know how you do it. Without a dad there helping out, I mean it's mind blowing. Again, I could not picture not being with my babies.
Of course.
And but not all guys are like that, sad to say, and my opinion of them is not very high. And I'll say that publicly, because it's not. You have babies, whether you're the mom or the dad, that's your responsibility. Those babies are your responsibility.
Absolutely.
Period. And you have stepped up like a superstar and taking care of yours. And your babies are so sweet and so cute.
Yes.
And one of the benefits actually shows up by you coming to this podcast, because right now you don't have your 6 kids in here, so that tells me somebody's watching 6 kids.
Yes.
So
yes, I was like, they just had lunch. They're gonna want to go down to bed, and if I bring them down here cranky, they're not gonna have me. So one of the residents was like, "Hey, I'll watch them." I was like, "Okay."
So who's babysitting?
Right now is Shay.
Shay. She's been on our podcast a bunch of times. I think I'm gonna have her back again too, because she just got back. But yeah, we got some beautiful people here.
Absolutely, and they're wonderful, especially the single moms that come in here, and because they've noticed I've been here for a bit, they're like, can you help us around? And I love it. I love being able to do that for them.
Well, the other thing is that young moms coming in, if we get some coming in while you're here, you have a good testimony, maybe to help quiet their fears and allay some of their fears coming in.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know what it would be like to be homeless with my kids if I was all alone. I don't even know. So I can't tell you that I can relate. I can sympathize.
Right.
Just like we have people with cancer that are going through that. I can sympathize with them. I can't relate because I've never had cancer.
Right.
But believe me, I sympathize with you. But at the same time, you're such a source of joy just watching you and your babies and how you operate. And in the morning at prayer time, I see you peeking around the corner because you don't come in with the babies, but you're there. You listen to the prayer and hear the request and all that. And you're in the hallway looking around, and it's like, you touch my heart, kid.
Absolutely.
You do. And so anyway, John, what are we doing on time? We're winding down, and again, I want to thank you for taking time to come down.
Of course.
Now, if somebody were to ask you, is that place worth a $9 a month investment, and what would you tell them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is definitely worth it. And I'm not just saying that on my behalf. I see how, greatly beneficial it is for all the, not just moms, but all the residents. I can see that everyone works hard together just to keep this place going. And it's really lovely to see people come together in such a tough time. And it's wonderful. So
their $9 would be well used.
Absolutely. Yes.
Atta girl. Well, I want to say thank you for watching and listening, and hopefully subscribing and hitting like. And if you get a chance, we're at 12 McClellan Street in Skowhegan. Please stop by for a tour, and you'll get a chance to meet folks like 6-kid Kate here, who's Caitlin, and others that you will be so impressed with them. You're going to walk away going, I can't believe I hung out with a bunch of homeless people. You're going to say, I hung out with just a bunch of people. Because the only difference between you watching and Caitlin sitting here is a home, a house. That's the only difference. You got the same fears, the same joys, the same trepidation, everything. There's no difference at all. So thank you again. And until my next podcast, I just want to tell you, you'll come back now here.